Hey, welcome back to another episode of Addicted to Gear. I'm really glad you can join me once again. Today I wanted to talk to you about a budget pedal, and it's this pedal here. This pedal is made by Donner. It's called the Donner Eternal Bind, and it's a delay pedal basically. In essence, it's kind of a clone of, I would say, the TC Electronics flashback delay. If you look at them side by side, you'll notice they're pretty similar in terms of functionality, even button layout and whatnot. But this pedal is about $60, whereas the flashback is probably about $150 or so. So there's a big difference in price between the two. But when I purchased this pedal, I purchased it because on paper, in terms of features, functionality, and price, it seemed like a pretty good buy. And as always, when I take a pedal in and I want to make a review of it, I'll play it in a live situation, I'll play it mixed with other pedals, and I'll get a good feel for it before I present any of the information here to you guys. So I was pretty stoked and I wanted to really like this pedal, but unfortunately I have to say that I cannot recommend this pedal. And the reason for it, I'll show it to you in a minute, but I'll just explain it to you first. It kind of took me by surprise. I don't expect budget pedals to be wow. I mean, you're paying $60 for a pedal, a delay pedal like this. You're not probably going to get much for $60. So I understand that maybe, the build quality might be inferior, and they're going to be cutting corners somewhere. Maybe the sound quality won't be as good. That's to be expected, right, at that price point. But when you're spending $60, you do want to have some degree of quality. And what happened with this pedal was that when I plugged it into my board with other pedals, I noticed that I was getting a lot of noise. And I wasn't sure which pedal was actually the culprit. So what I did was I tried to isolate the issue, and I took all the pedals and I completely unplugged them from each other, plugged them in one at a time, and basically went through all of my pedals until I found the pedal that was making the noise, and it was this one. And it was a substantial increase in noise. And that's something that I cannot accept when buying any pedal. If the noise floor rises and you're using a pedal and it just makes the entire chain of pedals that you're using noisy, it's a no-no for me. And that's like thumbs down, big time. I mean, I'm not a pedal snob. I have pedals that are expensive. I have pedals that are budget. And if a pedal's good, a pedal's good. So even if a pedal costs $40 or $60, if it does the job and is reliable, doesn't break down quickly, and doesn't cause any unwanted noise, to me, it could be a keeper. And I really wanted this to be a keeper because of the price and the features. But unfortunately, the noise issue was just too much for me to bear. Also, I have to say that when you're looking at these budget pedals from overseas, you know that the quality in the build is going to be compromised. There's reasons why they can charge $60 or $50 or $40, whatever it is. Oftentimes, it's just quality. I've ordered Donner pedals before. I've received pedals straight from the manufacturer that were duds, that did not work. I've had pedals that the switches did not work, and the switches are pretty inferior in terms of quality. The knobs, if you pull off the knobs, the shaft on the knob is plastic. The components inside are really micro components. There's really nothing you can fix in this pedal if something should go wrong. The way it's made. Not that you would normally fix a pedal anyways, but unfortunately, they're cheap. So they won't stand up to normal wear and tear. If you drop this a couple of times or, step on it the wrong way, eventually it will break down. And I understand that, and that's to a certain degree acceptable when you're buying a pedal that's cheap. But if it just gives you noise beyond what's acceptable for me, that's not something that I'm willing to live with. So This pedal is going to end up in the junk pile, and I'm not even going to bother reviewing it for you in terms of the sound features and whatnot, because I just feel that it's it's not even worth it. But I did want to show you what the big problem is in terms of the sound issues. So let me plug this into my board and you'll see exactly what the issue is. All right, so here you see my pedal board, and on the pedal board I have a series of pedals, some expensive, some budget. I have some Joyos and Wamplers and TC Electronics and other brands as well. So I took out the Donner pedal from the chain. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on the amplifier, and I'm going to put it onto the high gain channel, because naturally the high gain channel does generate more noise. And I'm going to show you what the pedal chain sounds like now without the Donner pedal in it. And then I'm going to plug in the Donner pedal. I won't even turn off the amplifier. I mean, I normally would, but just for sake of this experiment, I'll just leave it on. You'll hear noise and whatnot. But I just want you to be able to hear the difference in terms of the noise floor with the Donner pedal plugged in. So let's get started, and I'll start off just by taking the amplifier off of standby mode, and you're going to hear the noise, and then after the noise that these pedals are generating, and then I'll plug in the Donner pedal and you'll hear the difference in terms of how much more noise is being generated. So I'm going to take the amplifier off standby right now. Okay, so there you can hear the noise that's being generated by the amplifier and the chain without the Donner pedal plugged in. Now I'm going to plug in the Donner pedal, and you're going to hear the difference. So I think you can hear the noise difference right there, and beyond the noise, you'll see that if I slightly move the power adapter, it also makes more noise. So watch this. Now I'll take it out again. So that's the level of noise you get when the amplifier is on high gain mode, a relatively loud volume. And now I'll just go into the amplifier straight in without any pedals in the loop. In other words, I'll unplug the pedals. And I'll plug it directly into a guitar. Okay, so that's the amplifier now plugged into a guitar. It's relatively quiet. You do hear a little bit of hiss, but compared to what you were hearing before, it makes a huge difference. So guys, unfortunately, this video does not have a happy ending. The Donner Eternal Bind pedal to you guys, even at $60, I mean, the noise issues and the quality control issues is just too much to be able to say that you should go out and buy this pedal. I want to be totally fair to the company, and if I do have a defective unit, which may be the case, then I apologize. But unfortunately, I've purchased a handful of these pedals for reviews, and honestly, about 3 of them have had issues so far. One of them with the switch, one of them was a DOA, and this one here with the noise issues. So, you know, if you're buying a handful of pedals and 3 of them are defective, it's not a good sign in terms of quality control that you're going to be getting from the company. Spend a little more and get something that's going to last you a heck of a lot longer. If you like these features and you want to have the same type of features, you could definitely buy a TC Electronic flashback delay. I own a couple of TC Electronic pedals and I love them. They seem to be very well built and I haven't had any issues with them at all so far. So this pedal is going to be going in the junk drawer, unfortunately. And you know, unfortunately, things are not always what they seem in terms of bargains. So if you have this pedal and you are experiencing the same type of issues, please leave me your comments below. I would really like to hear from you. If you have this pedal and you love it and it's doing everything you expected from it and it's working perfectly, leave your comments below too. I mean, I want to know what the real scoop is and if I'm the only one experiencing these issues or not. Either way, I hope that this information that I've presented today is going to be helping somebody looking at maybe purchasing this pedal. At least you're going in knowing what to expect, good or bad, from the pedal. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do. Just hit the subscribe button right away before you forget. I'm always happy to see those numbers go up. And in the meantime, stay tuned. There'll be more great video reviews coming your way. And keep rocking. Thanks for watching.